The film begins inside a tense prison, where a notorious mobster named Lee is being held. A police officer conducts an interrogation through the bars of his cell, but a sudden disturbance breaks out. One inmate, armed with a mop, launches a surprise attack on a guard, seizing his gun and triggering a fierce firefight. Amid the chaos, Lee seizes the opportunity to strike. He ambushes the officer from behind, takes his gun, and slips free from his cell while the guards are distracted by the violent uprising. With swift precision, Lee frees other inmates and equips them with weapons taken from the fallen guards. The prison plunges into bloodshed. Prisoners and guards engage in brutal shootouts, filling the halls with violence and carnage. Bodies fall on both sides, but Lee remains unscathed. He rises to lead the rebellion, rallying the surviving inmates and driving them into relentless combat until no guard is left standing. 2 months later, a fisherman named Romilly discovers a badly injured, unconscious man washed ashore on a remote island. He brings him to the nearest hospital, where a doctor named Eileen provides immediate treatment. When the man awakens, he is plagued by amnesia. He remembers nothing of his past, neither his name, how he reached the beach, nor what events led him there. Wanting to give him an identity, Eileen decides to call him Ishmael. As Ishmael recovers, Eileen makes a startling medical discovery. His amnesia appears to stem from a bullet wound lodged in his skull. His body is also marked by numerous scars, evidence of prolonged physical trauma, battles, or torture. Despite the grim indications of his past, Eileen dedicates herself to his care, while Romilly kindly offers to shelter him. Elsewhere, Lee meets with rival gang leaders Anto and Bondi, accompanied by his two most trusted lieutenants, Rika and Bossy. Despite their rivalry, Lee has long supplied Anto's group with firearms. However, Anto expresses dissatisfaction with their last shipment, criticizing the poor quality of the weapons. Seizing the moment, he plots to sever ties with Lee and kill him, hoping the act will bolster his reputation among criminal circles. Yet before Anto's plan can unfold, Rika and Bossy strike preemptively. They unleash a merciless slaughter upon Anto's men, leaving almost none alive. Lee personally finishes Anto by stabbing him in the neck with a chopstick. Bondi alone survives. Lee spares him in exchange for information. Bondi reveals that an informant reported the discovery of a man with connections to Lee washed ashore on a nearby coast. Intrigued, Lee orders Bondi to investigate further. The following day, Bondi visits the hospital where Ishmael is being treated. He confronts Eileen aggressively, demanding details about the mysterious patient. His intimidating behavior leaves her shaken. Ishmael, still weak but protective, steps in and overpowers Bondi. He nearly kills him, but Eileen intervenes, stopping him. Later, she shows Ishmael X-ray scans confirming the presence of a bullet in his skull. She urges him to undergo surgery in the capital city, where advanced medical facilities could ensure his safety. As Eileen makes arrangements for his transfer, Lee's men keep watch. Mistakenly believing Ishmael is traveling with her, they prepare an ambush. At the bus stop, Ishmael only escorts Eileen, but Lee's men assume he boards as well. They block the road with a vehicle, hijack the bus, kill the driver, and execute all passengers except Eileen and a little girl, whom they abduct as hostages. Soon after, Ishmael and Romilly receive a desperate call from Eileen. They rush to the ambush site, only to find the passengers massacred and Eileen missing. Lee's men still linger, intent on killing Ishmael. In a brutal confrontation, Ishmael slaughters his attackers. Romilly sacrifices his life by stepping into the path of a bullet meant for him. Overwhelmed with grief but with no time to mourn, Ishmael is apprehended by arriving police officers and taken into custody. Meanwhile, Eileen and the young girl are transported deep into the forest to a hidden bunker, Lee's base of operations. Bondi, accompanying the group, complains incessantly about the conditions. His constant whining irritates one of Lee's men, who kills him abruptly to silence him. At the police station, Ishmael is interrogated by the chief investigator, Somsel. He reveals Lee's true nature. Not only is he a ruthless mobster feared by the public and criminal world alike, but he is infamous for kidnapping children and indoctrinating them into loyal assassins. Rika and Bossy were once two such children, molded into fierce enforcers who would gladly die for him. To Ishmael's shock, Somsel reveals that he too was once among these abducted children. His scars, combat instincts, and relentless survival all point back to Lee's brutal training. The police theorize that Ishmael may have rebelled against Lee, prompting the mobster to order his execution. Before Ishmael can process this revelation, the station's power suddenly cuts out, plunging the room into darkness. Gunfire erupts outside. Somsel rises to investigate but is ambushed. An assassin with a machete slashes his face open, killing him instantly. The assassin then storms the room, assured that Ishmael, still bound, is defenseless. Breathing heavily after the carnage, Ishmael notices a phone ringing on Tejo's body. He answers, only to hear Lee himself on the line. Initially demanding a report, Lee quickly realizes his men are dead and Ishmael still lives. Shifting strategy, Lee taunts him, revealing that Eileen and the girl are at his base. If Ishmael wishes to save them, he must come alone. Determined, Ishmael sets out across rugged terrain, navigating dense forests and steep ground until he reaches an abandoned dry well. Looking into it, traumatic memories flood back. As a child, he had been thrown into that same pit with others abducted by Lee. Deprived of food and water, the children were forced to kill each other for survival. Lee would periodically drop a single bottle of water into the well, forcing the children into a merciless struggle. Only the strongest survivor would be spared and recruited. Ishmael recalls that both Rika and Bossy had endured the same cruel trial. As he grapples with these memories, Bossy emerges from the shadows. Still loyal to Lee, he brands Ishmael a traitor and refuses to turn against their former master. Finally, Ishmael strikes a decisive blow, incapacitating him. Mortally wounded, Bossy staggers toward the shoreline, collapsing and dying. Almost immediately, Rika appears, ambushing Ishmael with gunfire. He narrowly avoids her bullets and disarms her. Face to face, she reveals she was the one who shot him in the head, causing his amnesia. Despite this betrayal, Ishmael cannot bring himself to kill her, remembering their shared past. He spares her life, urging her to leave. But seeing his mercy as weakness, Rika secretly draws a hidden pistol. Yet when she attempts to fire, her loyalty falters, she deliberately misses. In the ensuing struggle, Ishmael's knife is accidentally driven into her abdomen. Mortally wounded, Rika dies in his arms. At the bunker, Eileen seizes an opportunity when a guard attempts to assault her. She wrests his rifle away, kills him, and escapes with the young girl. They encounter more guards, and though Eileen kills several, their numbers threaten to overwhelm her. Just as all hope seems lost, Ishmael bursts in, gunning down Lee's men and rescuing them. Eileen initially recoils, fearful of Ishmael's past connection to Lee, but he convinces her that he has turned away from that life and seeks only redemption. He urges her to flee with the girl, but before they can escape, Lee arrives, furious over the deaths of Rika and Bossy. A savage duel erupts. When Lee attempts to retreat and set an ambush, Ishmael pursues him, finally impaling him on a jagged tree trunk. The reign of the ruthless mobster ends in blood. In the aftermath, Ishmael is hospitalized in the capital, where Eileen remains by his side. After enduring surgery, he awakens from a coma. He quietly reveals to her that his real name is Abdi, yet he chooses to remain Ishmael, a name symbolizing rebirth, freedom, and his decision to leave the shadows of his past behind. Thanks for watching. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe for more of these recaps. Until next time, have a nice day.